Hey everyone, my name is Mandy and I want to welcome you to my channel. And today we are going to be talking about my very first book basket for the 2021-2022 school year. So if it is your first time here, I want to say welcome and remind you to hit the like and subscribe button so you can get all the updates when I post brand new videos about homeschooling, education, and children. So there is also a link down below in the description box for our free Facebook group for all homeschooling parents, no matter where you are in your journey. Even if you're just thinking about homeschooling, I want to invite you to come along and join us there. And we love talking about homeschooling all day long, and we are helping out brand new parents, so come on over and join us. So we use the My Father's World curriculum, and right now we are in Creation to the Greeks, and this is from the Investigate cycle. So there's 3 cycles. There's the elementary, there's the middle, and there is high school. And in the appendix of the teacher book, there are broken down week by week a list of a bunch of books that are recommended by the company for a book basket. And there is time carved out in your schedule in the My Father's World lesson plan for book basket time. And that's really what we use this book basket for. It's not like a beginning of the day thing. It's not like a traditional morning basket in that sense, but we do have a basket of books that relate to whatever content we're talking about. So right now we are in week 5 of Creation to the Greeks, and for both of my kids, they are learning about Egypt right now. So my oldest is in the 9th grade it is the Ancient History and Literature curriculum. And they just both happen to be learning about ancient history, and they both happen to be learning at the same time about Egypt. So that made it really easy for me. So let's take a look at some of the books that I have for this section here. So I was actually able to take most of these books right off of my shelf. I didn't really have to get any books from anywhere. I had these in storage, and that's the first time this happened, and it was so nice because I didn't have to buy anything. I had everything all ready to go from previous units that we've done. And the first one I want to go over is Story of the World. So this is the Volume 1 Ancient Times book, and I like this book for Egyptian history, especially because there are quite a few sections on it in the beginning. And to go with that, we do have the activity book. And I went through this with my oldest child. He really enjoyed reading through the Story of the World books. And I've just had it in storage ever since. So I pulled it out for my youngest, and we have been going through some of these ancient history stories, and there are all kinds of things in here. So there's all kinds of projects that you can do in here in this activity book, and I don't think that a lot of people realize that these activity books that go with the story books actually exist. I got them from Amazon, but you can get them from the Well-Trained Mind Press, but they might actually be cheaper on Amazon. But they have everything from really detailed maps to coloring sheets to mazes. I mean, there are all kinds of cool things in here. So right now we're learning about mummies and the pyramids, and there's several activities in here for that. And this has been a really good way to learn about different things for that time period. So Story of the World is one of my favorites for ancient history. So this next book was a book that I actually posted on Instagram, and I got a lot of questions about. And this is the Egyptology Handbook. Now I will preface this video. I probably should have said it in the beginning. I don't know if all of these really line up with creation science. So if you teach creation, just be aware that you might have to alter some of these slightly to really go with your kids. But for the most part, most of the information in here is great. You might just have to talk about the dates and explain some of that. So we've had this book for several years. My oldest was really into Egyptian history for a couple of years, and it was kind of one of those things that we just started collecting books for, and it's really come in handy right now. So This book has been one of his favorites, and it's one of those books that has like things that you can like lift, and it has cool things inside, and these are like little maps and things like that, and like little fact sheets. So this is how the book is laid out. So it has all kinds of really neat pictures and things and explanations. It has so many really neat pictures and explanations, and this is from the back, so I can read it to you because the back will put it better than I will. It says, the story of Emily Sand's ill-fated expedition to find the lost tomb of Osiris was told in her journal, Egyptology. Now, this book written by Miss Sands for her niece and nephew has been discovered. So this is 30 lessons exploring the history and culture of ancient Egypt that are sure to make you an undeniable expert in Egyptology. So this is a book with all kinds of really cool facts and pictures, and it's honestly, I feel like it's so much more fun than just a textbook. So this one is Egyptology, and it is by Emily Sands. So this book is actually my oldest favorite novel. This is one of his absolute favorites, and it is God King, a novel about the story in the day of King Hezekiah. So this really falls in line with biblical history and is a really, really good book for older kids and for older comprehension levels and reading levels. This one we actually read out loud. I really enjoyed this book. I think it was a great story, and I think that this is going to be a good one for you and your family to read out loud together. This is definitely one of the ones that was very high on our list. So this is in our book basket this week as well. Another fun book is the Draw and Write Through History. So this is kind of one of those fun ones, and it has all kinds of really cool things to draw, and it shows you how to draw. My kids really like art books and things that show them how to do drawings. And this one was such a great one for the Egypt unit that we're doing. This one was really fun. This one is not all Egypt. It just has like a big Egypt section in it. And that's why we went ahead and put this one in the book basket just as something extra to do. The last book on ancient Egyptian history that we have is The Golden Goblet. And my youngest, who is in 5th grade, is reading 1 chapter a day in The Golden Goblet. Highly, highly recommend this book. This one was a very good one. We also read this one out loud when my oldest was in 4th or 5th grade, I believe. Really enjoyed it. This one is a Newbery honor winner. So this one is a very good book. There is a little bit of violence in it. Nothing that really needs to be like heavily monitored. There was no red flags or anything in this book. Very good story, very captivating, that held our attention, and it was one of those where they were asking one more chapter, please, and the ending was fantastic. So highly recommend The Golden Goblet. So the last 2 books in our book basket actually go with the IEW curriculum that we're reading, because I like to get the books that they are reading in IEW and add those to our literature unit to kind of round it out. And both of the kids have said that reading the books that they are studying and kind of taking apart for their composition and writing and the structure and style, both of the kids have told me that reading the books that they are studying helps them write more and gives them a better understanding. So I have gone on to Thrift Books and I bought all of the books that are in the curriculum that they are reading. There's about 10 of them, I believe. And right now my oldest is doing 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And this one, it's a pretty lengthy book. There are so many different versions of this book. So I made sure that I got the one from the actual author that is listed in that one, so he had the same one. So just be aware that there are very small versions of this book, and there are large versions of this book, and I think it probably just depends on what reading level your kids are at, but I went ahead and bought the one that was specifically stated in the curriculum. The last book for the book basket is Treasure Island, and this also goes along with the IEW curriculum, and this is the one he will be reading next. So I went ahead and made sure that we had the one coming up, And my youngest, he is really enjoying these books. So I looked up this company. He loves the leather-like cover on this thing, and he feels like it's like a really cool classic book. And I bought this book for my oldest, but my youngest was actually the one who picked it up and read it first. And this has been one of his favorite books this year. So this one comes highly recommended from my 5th grader. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video of our book basket. We will have a new one probably in a couple of weeks, and I will do another video of our newest book basket after I get some reviews from my kids on what they liked the most, because I believe that having recommendations from kids about good books really does help parents pick out books for their kids too. I mean, what parent doesn't want a good book recommendation? I always love a good book recommendation, so I think that having book recommendations from kids can be extremely helpful. So let me know, what are your kids reading right now? What's their favorite book? And what's your favorite book right now? I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Happy homeschooling.